Hello, hello. Try a different camera angle. I don't know how this is going to work today. Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? Should be working. Is it live? Or is it not live on here then? Bow chicka wow wow. Why do that? Do it when I get nervous. Oh, here we go. Is that too far away though, guys? Looks a bit too far away. I just didn't know whether you wanted to see my ugly mug in it or not. That's the other thing. Instead of just hands. I know. Looks a bit far away. Let me bring it in a bit. Does that then get in the way? Hello, hello. There you get my derby in it. No, I think I will go the old. Well, I had it before. I think I prefer it. You don't want my derby in it, do you? I'm going to put it there. I'm going to move that over there. Evening, bearded pig, how are you? Emily, Seb, how are you? Maybe move that over there a bit. How's that? Is that better? Ricky, oh, I need better glasses. I'm going to get the opticians. Right. Ricky Picky, Rickle, is that Rickle Pickle? What's up? How are you? Can you say hello, Andrew? I can say hello, Andrew. How are you? How is everybody tonight then? I need to get to the opticians because I'm struggling to see now. So, a few bits to do tonight. I need to put the motor back in our Creighton EXB after I had to take it out. Well, I took it out to put it in Callum's Limitless. Unfortunately, that didn't go too well. And the Limitless is now out of action until we get a new chassis for it, which is a little bit annoying. Tons of Tracks Master, hello. RC MHAP, how are you? How's everyone tonight? Hopefully this drill's not too loud. I do apologise if it is. I'm looking at getting a new mic. Mike Smith, how are you? So yeah, we were planning on doing something with the Limitless with this motor, but it didn't come off, unfortunately. It all went a bit Pete Tong. But it is what it is. One of those things. But it does give me the chance to put a new pinion on it. I was running 19. I've been meaning to turn it up and put a 21 tooth on it anyway. So, well, that's what happens when you go with AliExpress, Seb. Should have gone with Banggood, mate. Bang's not so good. And I get to use my new grub screws as well. If you can see that. Probably not. A little stash of grub screws. This is a draper. You can get it from Robert Dias. It's about, I think it's about 25 quid, and you get a load of bits. I mean, the bits aren't, they're okay for using around the house. I wouldn't use them on RCs, but it's a nice little one. Do it like that. Do it like that. I think it's about 25 quid off of Robert Dias. Does its job. It's got a torque bit setting, so you need to have it on drill or turn it on the different torque settings. This has been well used. I've had this for over a year now. But does a good job. It's not as fastest thing in the world, but it does what I need it to. And plus it fits in the bash bag nicely. Evening Kent RC Bash, evening Shady. How are you all? Hi Dan, if I did I say I can't remember if I said hello to Dan or not. Phil Norris, Stu S4. How is everyone? It is a lazy tool, but my wrists hurt too much. I got this very shortly after starting to wrench on cars. In fact, it was when I was first started working on diffs. It didn't take me long to go out and buy that. See how these little grub screws hold out. That's the plan, Seb. Got a few bits to do beforehand. I've got them ready. It's got a few general repairs to do beforehand. And then we will get round to looking at ear plugging the X-Max. It better be worth it. Excuse me guys, still not 100% after my glorious COVID jab. But I'd rather have the jab than have the real thing. Oh, that's nice. It's nicely on there now, and with a nice rub screw. Right, the vomit's coming in. Oh, so. I'm still not 100%, still got a bit of a headache. You can't be a manual driver. I do prefer manual driving, but when you've got a lot of them to do, a lot of them to get through, it's just a hell of a lot easier to do it by electric and speed-wise as well. Florian Cormier, how are you? Isaac K. Shirley. Evening. I've got a question. Should I get an EXP or should I upgrade my BLX? What have you got at the moment? Have you got V4, V5, Crater? Just fitted the new Techno MT410 9mm shock towers and now can't get a mount for the front bump. Well, that sucks. Is it fouling or something, Stu? You can only fit one in there before it overflows. Well, presumably you took out the... Did you take out the diff oil, Seb, or did you just bung a ear plug in on top of the original diff oil? Is this a good machine? This is my favourite RC, if that's what you're asking, Florian. You need to make sure the gear goes back on smooth, no forcing it down. You're making me worried now, Seb. But if you can do it, I must be able to do it. Yeah, if you want to know, I mean, this is my favourite RC, so we have 2 of these now. That's how good they are. My least favourite job, meshing. Still waiting for the new Techno to come out. You'll get the right plugs, James, don't worry. Just make sure those are the ones that go on the ESC, the mouths. Or have you got an XC90 or IC5s? It's too long to use degreaser. For what? Yeah, but did you take any of it out, or you just bunged it straight in there? How much money do you waste on parts you don't fit? Not that much actually. I only really buy parts when I need them. Hi Robert, how are you? XC90, yeah. In which case you need to put those ones on your ESC. Yeah, ET448 2.0, that's what I'm waiting for. But it'll probably come in, I'll miss it, and it'll all be sold out before I know it's even gone on sale. It'll be just my luck. Doing it by hand. Yes, I do apologise if I cough a little bit tonight and everything. It's just I'm not 100%. Oh, man. And I hate meshing. Apologies if the hair gets in the way. A bit loose. Oh, for a PPS mount. Too tight now. good. I had the AstraZeneca jab, yes. It seems to be the main one they're giving out now. I have tried a piece of paper, but sometimes that doesn't work either. It goes too loose or too tight. Tried it a number of times. If I really struggle, I'll go and get a piece of paper and do it. If I start swearing. Yeah, what did I try paper on? And it really didn't work. We did it recently. I did it with Jack. I think it's when we were doing the limitless with the bigger gears, like 34 tooth, 27, and it just didn't work. It made it far too tight. Anton Dulzia, how are you? Thanks for coming by. If I've missed anyone coming in, I do apologise. Alden, evening. Hope you're keeping well. That is pretty good for my main, Seb. How do I set the suspension up? What, on this? Stock. 1000 weight, 1000 CST front and rear. All totally and utterly stock on this. I just tightened up. I think gone a little bit stiffer on the back. I haven't got calipers or anything, but I'll tell you it's. I'll tell you what it is for a minute. About 20mm down on the backs and 10mm on the fronts. But 1000 CST oil all round. You need chassis. You've got to have chassis slap because otherwise you'll just pop everything off of it anyway. Right, so I'll get this bad boy back together. So you do need a bit of chassis slap. Yeah, depends on the size of the gears. Now, before that goes in, there's not a lot of room, I need to put this in first. Get these silly wires in. This hasn't been out for a while actually. I'm glad summer's coming because we need to send it. It means we haven't really been going out bashing, we've just been going out and doing speed runs at the moment. I want to get out doing some bashing again. I don't mind the speed running, but I do prefer going out and having a proper bashing session. Seeing them jump and flip and crash and break. I find it more fun. Speed running's okay, but when it goes wrong, by golly is it expensive. I said we only had a little crash really with Callum's Limitless. It needs a new chassis. You can't, if you're doing speed runs, everything, you know, you can't bend the chassis straight again, unfortunately. and just go, oh, that'll do, go out, bash it again. You know, if you're trying to do over 100 miles an hour in a car and the chassis is slightly bent, no, that ain't the way to do it. So fortunately we twinged the chassis a bit at the weekend. So that means new chassis time. And if you're going to go new chassis, there's no point spending 90 quid on an Armour chassis. Yeah, I think before I came on here, mate, we were two away from 3k subs, which is absolutely amazing. Seriously, never thought that would happen. So you never know, it might happen on this live stream. Stranger things have happened. But I am going to use the screwdriver now. Yeah, we've done it. I've got a new video. We've no video this week, sorry guys. It's just with me feeling a bit rough and we didn't really do much on. We were limited on time for Jack's birthday as well to do it much, so we only got the one video which is going up Sunday. And I've got one more. No, I can't say too much because then you'll know. Sorry if it's noisy. But if we don't get where we need to be this weekend, I want to get out bashing again, so we're going to have to find the road. That the space is our limiting factor at the moment, without question, as you'll see on this Sunday's video. Done, done, done. Right. What have I missed? Check out RPRC for shock and diff oil. Yeah, I saw they had some good diff oil come in. Duke 3D312, how are you? What sort of speed for what, mate? Yeah, now the summer's coming, it's becoming perfect bashing weather. Mud guards on this are the RPM up mud guards. You have to drill an extra hole in the arm, but they fit on there nicely. MMRC, how are you? Thank you for coming by. When you try the X-Max with the earplugs, the throttle way more responsive, so you don't be too trigger happy. Alright, I hope it's not going to ruin how we like to drive it. Hi Ian, how are you? Logan's RC, hi. Hopefully you're getting the 100 mile an hour when you get back to what you enjoy the most, bashing. Yep. Yeah, I mean, we're going to give it one more go at that location. If not, the groups are working on trying to get a better location soon, so we may. I don't like shelving projects, which is why I've been doing it every week, because when I set my mind on something, I want to get it done. I don't like to say we're going to do it and then in 6 months' time, so hopefully we'll get it done this week without crashing. Oh, Claire's in the house as well. So we've got Ian and Claire both here. Hi, how are you both? Good. Still a bit sweaty. Not that you want to know that. It might just be the mop on my head, but yeah, still not 100%. Still got a bit fuzzy in the head. Still a bit of a headache. It won't ruin it at all. Makes it way more fun and fast, in my opinion. A lot more air control. Okay, that's good then. Yeah, that car park is, well, Claire and Ian know, they've been there. To get 100 mile an hour in that car park is tough. I only know 2 cars that have done it. And the fastest any car's been is 107. But we've got close. So I've got one more plan which we can do, because one of the cars, because the limitless is out of action now. I'm not doing that right. I'm not doing that right. Goes that way round, I'm sure. Maybe not. Maybe it does go that way round. No, it does go that way. Because the limitless is out of action, it allows us to give it another option. So one more weekend of it, but we will try and get a bashing session as well, hopefully. Unless if a bashing session comes up anyway, then I'll probably bin the speed running this week and just go bashing. We need to break some stuff. Yeah, the problem is it's difficult to find somewhere that doesn't have drains, doesn't have cat's eyes, and preferably doesn't have curbs. That road we did find is perfect in one regard, but it's a bit narrow. So if you go sideways a little bit, you're in a world of hurts. And most of the other roads either have cat's eyes or drains, which is why we've been using that car park. It's perfect in one regard, but just not quite long enough. Just needs to be a little bit longer. Right, I think, oh no, let's put the sides back on. Right. This took a bit longer than I thought it would do. Oh, there's Callum come in. Yeah, the X-Max wheels are here. I only got one pair. You're suggesting I drive up to see you then, Seb, for that 1 kilometre road? Evening, son, how are you? Thanks, RC Challenge. Yeah, I'll never say never. We will do it. The car's got it in it. Everything's got it in it. It's just the space. Hi, Creighton EXB 8S Max 5. $5,613 combo gearing. The bashing session leads somewhere if you're interested. A bit of a way for me to go though. It might be a hint. But I need to find out what the boys are doing as well. I would have ordered you some KFC popcorn chicken, but I wasted it all night. Yeah, thanks, Seb. I know you like more. bigger ramp at the end to send it instead of hitting the brakes. Well, funny you should say that, because Jack did make a ramp version too, which actually held up way better. I just haven't, again we videoed that, but I didn't include it in the video because the video was getting too long. We've got some footage, it's just hard to make a video out of some of the footage we've got, unfortunately. Alistair Smith, how are you? Meant to race? No, it's not, Callum. Don't say that. It's been nice all week, it can't rain Sunday. I haven't even looked at the rain forecast. Thanks, Ian. Don't say that. Well, we just have to go out. Well, Jay's invited us to go out Saturday over at a new location he's got over at Sittingbourne, which looks really good. But it can't rain Sunday. Not allowed to rain. Weather forecast is weather forecast anyway. It's never true. The lady of the house is doing well still. In case none of you have seen the lady of the house, there she is. And I've got a new one to put on here for the M2C chassis. But this one's still holding up strong, so not a lot of point in changing it at the moment. Leave her on there for a little bit. I didn't just do that, did I? You did just do that, David. So James, if you're still here and you were kicking yourself for your mistake today, I did say to you we all make mistakes and we all continue to make mistakes. And who can spot the classic mistake that I've just made, putting this back together? That heatsink is a Hobbywing C4 heatsink. It's about £6 from Model Sport. It does come with a 50mm fan on it. It's actually designed for a 44mm motor. This is a 49mm, so I just stretch it out to get it on there. It also fits on sits on the 4274 motors. You just have to squash it up a bit. Keep squashing it gently around the sides until it fits, and then you can fit it on. So that's what I use on all of our motors now. It's £5–6 from Model Sport or Wheelspin. So it does come with a fan on it, but I'd normally take that off because you don't really need it. Rebuilt our coating 6. Did you know the rear wing fits lovely upside down, Doe? I didn't know that, but yeah. The skin you got, Seb, is awesome. Get one of those skins on my Big Rock for £15. They're one of the best things you can get. They are, I love them. Love the skins. That's what we're working on, Christopher Duggan, is trying to get onto an airstrip. Well done, Ian. You spotted the centre brace is supposed to go on first. Yeah. I was too busy groping the lady of the house. Right, Jedi Golf, and welcome to the channel. Inspired RC, yep, love the skins. Didn't put them on Italian because we had the bash bar and they weren't doing them with oh God. Wrong side again. Hopefully it's not going to be one of those nights. So as I said, James, everyone makes mistakes in RC, even people that have been doing it for a long time. So my normal one is working on the armour diffs and forgetting to put the bearing on the cup side before I put it all back together. How many people have done that? I've done it a few times. You get all the diff back together, and then you go, oh, it's got the bearing on it. Yeah, you could have told me, Ian, as I was working on it. You could have said, oh, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? And guess what you have to do before you put the mudguard back on? That's right, you actually have to tighten up the centre brace. I've been working on the X-Max too much is my problem. I've been working on the armours for a while. Right, now this is going to be we'll be finished with. Done. One down. Next up, Callum's Italian. This did get an airing out on Sunday, so there you go, if anyone was interested. That's with the fan on it. So this one got aired out and kind of broke a shock rod end. Which is fairly common. Right, read some comments before I do it. Not only upside down, I managed to fit it back to front too. And I have a teenager to mock me. We all do it, we all do it. My one is forgetting to put the centre dry shaft back in my X. Yep, as I said, we all do it. But that's no fun, is it? No. Anyone want a Traxxas motor for the 75? Oh, excuse me. Traxxas Max motor for $75. I'm in the UK, so it kind of sucks for me. Hi Jeff, how are you? Thanks for coming by. I should never have back into this hobby, cost a bloody fool. But do you have fun, Stu? That's the main thing. Do you have fun? Oh, I stopped at... Jack said to me, how much have you spent this past year? And I went, oh, not that much. Not that much. And he went, he threw a number out there. I said, ridiculous. Don't be silly. And then he said to me, add it up. And I started adding up. And I soon stopped. Because you start adding up how much you spent, it gets scary. Not at the moment, because the ESC for it that I got, the Max 6, was in the Limitless to get us to 100 mile an hour on the Limitless. That went a bit Pete Tong. And that Max 6 is now in another car. But you might guess what that is. Matthew Savu, hi, how are you? So, no, not yet. I will be putting it in here with the 1650 rocket motor. That is the plan. I just haven't got round to it yet. Mainly because the Max 6 I bought for this is being used elsewhere at the moment, so I'll probably end up buying another Max 6. The thing is with the Max 6, it's such a good ESC for multiple purposes. Ah. You are going to be a pain in the arse, aren't you? Might have to get the mould grips on this. And that. So I'm probably going to have to buy some more Max 6 ESCs because they just seem to be the go-to ESC that we're using at the moment. So, yeah, I could do set, but we quite like the Italian and don't want it catching fire. Yeah, Max 6 is such a good all-round ESC. I mean, it says it's not supposed to go on anything over 1500 kV, but they sell it with the 1650, and we've run it a few times on a 2200 kV motor and it seems to run fine. We'll find out this Sunday. Letting the cat out of the bag here, aren't I? But Max 6 every time. So I should really get some more of them. So that's the Chinesium, or not even Chinesium, China steel rubbish shop standoffs that Army use. Needless to say, I don't replace it with that. I use M3 25mm cap head screws, 12.9 hardened. These ones a lot harder to break. I think what to check is whether or not I need to put any spacers on it, because I've got the scorched RC titanium shock towers on this and they're not as thick, so I might need to put some washers on. Yeah, I'd only be running it on 6S now, no Cal. Definitely wouldn't be running it on a 8S with that motor. Blow the motor up. Steve Bow, how are you? A few in today. What motor are we using on this? At the moment, just the stock motor on the Italian. Okay, it's on beautifully. Oh, you're not seeing me, Mr. Clare. Oh. Trying to concentrate, guys. It's not the easiest thing to do tonight, unfortunately. But I wanted to go live because we didn't get a video out this week, so I still wanted to do a live. And I didn't put any thread lock on it. You are losing it today, David. Your brain is just not in it. Is Callum still here? Is he gone? Is that 5% discount ending on Sunday, is it? Well, that sucks. I thought that was a permanent thing. That really sucks. I guess they probably can't keep doing that though. A Horbio SSTE roller. Not sure why. Well, you must have wanted it. True, Ian. I normally have. I could have changed this out when we were out, but and Callum was most upset that I didn't. But we literally had to go for. Use the right one, haven't I? Looks a bit short. Literally had to go for Jack's birthday. That's the right ones. Might not be the right ones I'm using there actually, don't look long enough. We'll thread lock that bit on because I don't think I've used the right ones. Oh well. it's long enough, that's the main thing. So that holds on. Right, number 2 done. Amazingly, that was all that broke. It was a bad landing, but scorched RC shock towers held up well. What a shocker. And now the beast. Geez, I'm unsure if you're going to hobby wing 2200 or 1650. 1650. If you have the choice and you've got the money, go 1650 every time. The wheels on the Italian were the backflip LPs off the 4S. So they're the same size, they're 17mm hex, but they're slightly smaller. And they fit on the Italian and do a great job on the Italian. My first experience with the X-Max today. What did you think, Jeff? Did you like it? Yeah, I thought they were 30. Well, what did I just use to put in it? What did with those screws? 25mm ones. It fits, probably because the shock tower is slightly thinner. I've got the other ones out in the garage, but it fitted, so that's the main thing. Addicted to RC, hello, how are you? Thanks for coming by. So when did you get this RC? Which one? This one or the one I had before? The one I had before we got, well, Callum bought that a couple of months ago now. I think it was just after Christmas, just before Christmas, can't remember. Two pairs of glasses, yes Seb, because when you get old like me, that's what you need to do. One for longer distance, one for medium distance, and you put them both on for when you're doing it in close. Not as aggressive as you expected, but felt planted and gave great confidence straight away. I would go for Outcast AS for track bashing, but feel the X-Max would be better for tool for jumps. 100% Jeff. Yeah, the Outcast is more stable around corners and things like that, but for just out bashing. Yeah, go 2050 on the gearing as well, Jeff. Am I missing a pair of glasses? No, I don't need 3 pairs. Arc Raceway officially opens again next weekend. Okay, interesting. Has he got rid of all that sand though? Thanks for coming by, Robert, anyway. Have fun at work. Thanks for coming by anyway. I have had quite a few Armour Tough issues with the Armour fleet. I like the fact the X-Max is more reliable for bashing. And it's cheaper. You know, you will break things on the X-Max, but anything we've broken, it's been a lot cheaper. The only issue I've really had is with the wheels, the tyres. The real ones aren't too bad, but the foams are just pointless and the foams are gone. I have bought another pair. See how we get on with them. But when this one went on Sunday, there was no foam left in it. That is, no foam came out. That is literally, and it wasn't a hard, it had gone over, kind of just pulled the trigger lightly, and this went boom. And it was quite funny, he just turned to look at me as if to say, "Ooh, Dad ain't going to be happy." But I just laughed and went, "It is what it is, Callum, you know. It is what it is." It was a dead foam anyway. So we do, yeah, something needs to happen to get, because these foams are a joke. Quite a few people now, I don't know whether tracks have changed the foams or just using low quality, or whether it's maybe a QC issue. It's all coming out of China at the moment and no one's getting out there to check this stuff. But that ain't good enough. Not on a car that costs this much. Like I said, there was literally nothing came out. The tyre went and nothing came out. That is the state of the foams. Just and people say, "Well, vent them, vent them." Was vented. Taped them as soon as I got them. Vented them as soon as I got them. As I do with all my cars. I haven't done the new tyres yet though. Do we need closed cell? Well, which closed cell foam to get though? I was looking at it and everything. I mean, I might just go for the cheap top mattress foam stuff. I mean, this one's just as bad. There's just no foam left in it at all. And yes, sealed and vented, as I do to all my cars to make sure they don't get wet. So, front the worst, the backs are bad, but they're not as bad as the fronts. So we get these off anyway, because I've got to tear this down to put. Have you done the earplugs in your X-Max, Ian? This is not a toy, I repeat, this is not a toy. It's a big boy's toy. Big boy's toy and I love it. Does Jay do foams then? If it is, then yeah, we need to get on to Jay. Someone needs to come up with a better foam. I think they would, because the tyres are fantastic tyres, they're light, although I think the Outcast 8S tyres are lighter. So I might, if this doesn't work, I'm going to probably end up buying the Mad Max adapters and just running the backflip, 8S backflips. Maybe what I end up doing. I'm going to put the Outcast 8S wheels on mine, lighter than stock, or I needed some adapters and better foams. I think the foams are fine in the Outcast 8S, wheels said. So do you vent the outside in, or you just take the inside? Can't wait to get into 5th scale, you guys are doing, thank you. Kev puts earplugs in his X-Max, he right there blows them. Now just top centre diff for all fluids that still stock, okay. Whose channel? Kevin Talbot's. Just look up Kevin Talbot. Okay, so right, yeah, we need to get on to Jay then, don't we? Just take them up. Okay, that's what I was thinking of doing, to be brutally honest with you. The new ones, rather than venting them, and that way nothing can get in. They can't get wet at all. So that's what I was thinking of doing. So I'm glad you've confirmed that's what you've done. Right, said Fred. Time to strip this bad boy apart. What I do is I always put the screws back in where they came out of, so that I don't, number one, lose them, and I don't forget what screw goes in where. Because I'm still learning my way around the X-Max. The armours, I pretty much know where everything goes in screw size on most of it. The X-Max is still a learning curve for me. You got those fans in, Seb, or not? Yeah, this what you saw what state that one was, so there was no gluing it back together, unfortunately. What is upholstery? Upholstery is doing furniture, so come on. Yes, replacing foams inside up sofas, repairing the fabric on sofas. All that sort of stuff. That's upholstery. Yes, I didn't have to grind any off the side, I just squeezed it in. They're a little bit tight, but I like it tight. That's what she said. It is a little bit, well, it's because the lip on each of them, they're about probably a mil too wide, but they do go in still. Kevin Talbot, how are you? Mother's in the house. Well, thanks for coming by, Jeff. Take care, have a good weekend. Enjoy the X-Max. I've been running trenches on your Notorious. Stay. Yeah, we got some trenches for the Pro line. Wasn't overly keen. Didn't have enough grip. They're good for road use, but didn't really like them for off-road. For the Badlands. Right. on then. Remember, once you've rebuilt the X-Max, don't jump it. Traxxas don't recommend it. I know, Alistair. A bit late for us, though. I did. I'm guessing it's the D4, Kevin. Is it the twin, the duo one with the mic at the front and the back? There seems to be a few of them, and the one that you seem to have was the one with the dead cat over it as well. Group mud bash sounds good. I've got the paddle tyres ready. I bought the paddle tyres and I haven't even used them yet. I'm going to log out for a second. Opening Safari. Yeah, that's the one I looked at. Oh, wow. That's a bargain. It was way more expensive when I was looking, Kevin. Thank you. Yeah, it's a D4 I was looking at. That is, that's going to play up now. Come back in. That's cheaper than what I found it at. So, thank you. I'll get Jack to buy it. He'll get it VAT free as well. Well done, Doms. 349 subs. Keep working. It will keep growing. Claire, well, I bought them and I haven't used them yet. Well, I have. I used them to do a water crossing, but since then they haven't been put back on the car. Mick Build RC, thank you. It's good to have you here. Is there going to be a 1 million subscriber special? I think there should be. It's a good shout, Emily. Motor's got to come out now, hasn't it? Remember rightly. In the last 24 hours, nice going. Before you know where they are, that'll be 1,000. You take the motor out, don't you, to take the back off to get to the diff? Or not? Am I doing it wrong, Ian? If I need to get to the centre diff? I thought this is what you needed to do. Educate me if I'm going wrong, please. I'm after the centre diff. Is that not the back here? You're going to tell me it's at the front, aren't you? Okay, you have me worried for a minute. Okay, Kevin, well thank you for coming by anyway. Take care. Thanks for the link to the mic as well. Then you can take the diff case off. I don't need to take the shocks off though, do I? I've got to get the back off anyway, haven't I? You've got to take the back all the way off anyway, haven't you? Take shocks off, then upper arms, then shock towers with the 4 screws. So you don't need to take the whole thing out. Is that what you were trying to tell me, Seb? So I can get to it from just coming down here. If you're telling me I can do that, that will be a little bit annoying. I'll just start doing what I've been doing. So as I said, I am finding my way around the X-Max. So what did Seb say I had to do? Where's Seb's comments gone? Where's Seb's comments gone? Take shocks off, then upper arms, then shock tower with 4 screws. Take shocks off, then the upper arms. You're wrong, Seb. You're making me do more work. Talk me through this, Seb, as I do it. That's one shock off. You're going to tell me to take the upper arms off, aren't you? Which is a real pain in the backside. Because I'll put those pins on it. Presumably I can take them off down the bottom here as well anyway, so I'll take those ones off. And they're 3mm. I'll take these bottom ones off because they're easier to get to. Hopefully that's still okay as it said, taking the bottom ones off. But if I can do it this way, it's a whole lot easier than what I was going to be doing. Just taking the whole bulkhead off. Do that, and then presumably 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes? And you think that shock tower comes off, do you? One. Two. Are the X-Max shocks much different to the Armour 8S shocks? Way different. They're longer. I don't know what the shafts are. I think the shafts are thicker as well. Because the stock outside shaft is 5mm. These look more like 6mm. And plus the angle of them is less angle of attack. Right, so this now. So I do need to undo these ones. Man! I can't undo the bottom ones. I do need to undo the top ones. Okay. Fine. We can live with that. Just a little bit of extra work I've done myself. But we can live with that. I'd have preferred to be taking the where's my screwdriver gone? Getting all hot and sweaty now. Yeah, love the hobby. Love the people I meet on it as well. The people I've got to know, the people I've met in real life, the people that chat to and comment on the channel. Certainly transformed my life. Yes, that's the plan. Put earplugs in the centre diff. Yeah, I found that out, Seb, but never mind. Don't love the cost. No. Cost does get a bit much sometimes, but kind of wish we were in the States sometimes when I look at their prices. I'd have a whole lot more RCs if I lived in the States, I know that much. You know your way around an X-Max too well, my young Seb. Which means you've either been breaking it too much or you've been studying it too much. I think we might have a bent hinge pin in it as well. How would you see a bent X-Max hinge pin? Oops. No, we don't bash this car at all. Look. Okay. That's handy to know. That's how easy it is to get that off. Because the front one's about to go, so I need to get a new one there. Right. What's next then, Seb? Yeah, I think you're right, Ian. He should spend as much time studying it as he does studying for his exams. My idea, yeah. How much fun would you have looking at a Ferrari wing mirror? Yeah, that's the RPM hinge pin, Ian. Bent one. Oops. You ordered your shop towels from Jenny's? Okay, I might look at that. They've been out of stock here for a while, so I might have to look at that. Take the rear end off. So I still need to take the rear end off? Or do I just undo it here? Can I just take the rear bulkhead off? Or do I... You're telling me I still need to take the whole rear end off? So I do need to take the whole thing out. Right, at least I was on the right track anyway. Just got to work out what screws I've got left to undo on these two here. I will say, normally I like working on the Traxxas, but changing the centre diff, versus changing the centre diff on an Armour, this is a lot more work. A hell of a lot more work. Now what, Seb? Just undo the top of the bulkhead, presumably. Yeah. Nothing's wrong with it, Callum. I'm just changing the centre diff oil so we don't blow any more. Hopefully, don't blow any more tyres. That's the plan, anyway. Well, so that you don't blow any more tyres, I should say. Oh, that's a long one. Two long ones, two short ones. That's a long one. Okay, so the techno diff is even worse, is it? Maybe I won't get the new techno then. What am I missing? Those two. No. What screws am I missing, Seb? Possibly those two. What's that? What screws am I missing? Diff cover needs to be off as well. It's really satisfying seeing, like the new diff cover. Man, this is a lot of work. Some parts of this are so easy to work on. Other parts, not. So I wanted to love the X-Mac but hate it, won't even unbox my Mini Max. Must be lucky because Crane's success has been awesome. Used to love the Traxxas cars. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. Oh, Ian, well, Dean was working on his diffs the other day. So I'm guessing he put it in the wrong way around. That doesn't surprise me with Dean. I've got one screw left to undo. This one here. We didn't need to undo that one, but we did anyway. I will pop that one back in actually. It doesn't need to be off. There she is. Yuck. Check the bearings again while I'm here. I did check them all before, but when I stripped it down. I have been to this part of the car before, believe it or not, guys. But yeah, we've got a bearing go. It could be what's making a noise as well, look. Blowing out the back end. Which has melted a little bit on there. Ew. Oops. Not overly good. I had to check all these bearings over recently. Easier to pick the old oil off, don't thin it down with degreaser. Alright. I must have had the guy, yeah, probably. And that bearing's okay. I had all these bearings apart and cleaned them all up. That one sounds a bit rough as well. That doesn't sound too good, that one. Ooh, actually. don't know what that is. Because that is not seized. Blown out the back of the... This is like melted plastic, actually. Oops. A lot of melted plastic there. Seems to fit in there okay still though. Unless it's gone on this side. Seems to fit in there still okay. That's strange. Well, they're a bit rough, but still running. Yeah, something's been melting in there, don't know why. I think we're all the way around. Hi guys, how's it going? Hi Balls Out RC, how are you? A lot of work saves you a lot of money, indeed it does. It's easy to pick the old oil off, don't think, no, okay. Best check my bearings, yep. Did you check your centre drive shaft hole? Cool, I'll see it. I did, and it was bent, so I've got a new one in there now. I thought it was a bearing seal as well, but it's not. They're just they are a bit dry. I'm going to put some new ones in. I'll see if I can clean these ones up. I'm going to put some new ones in. That was alright, it's nice and smooth, that one. I'm always prepared. Bag full of bearings. We've got to do the centre diff first anyway. I thought it was I seriously thought it was a bearing seal that had gone. Right. Have a little look-see inside this. How much of the old stuff did you pick out then, Seb? You said you could only get one ear plug in there. See you later, Ian. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully catch up soon. What's everyone's views on the 8SEXB? Bit shocked on vid on natural skate park. I'm mixed on it at the moment, to be brutally honest with you. The price has come down £50 already, which is good. I still have an issue with the arms, and that chassis I'm not convinced. I've heard a few people bend that chassis now. So, then what are you getting over and above an RTR, which you can probably pick up quite cheaply now. I know someone was selling an RTR for 650 quid. Oh, well done. Oh, there we go. There ain't much in there, Seb, to be brutally honest with you. I mean, it's pretty dry in there. I think the same guy that's filling up the art that Traxxas diffs is doing the armour diffs. Or vice versa. Because that's drier than a... Presumably that's what you mean, just pick it out like that. How much of it did you take the gears out, Seb, or did you just leave most of it in there and then stick the silicone in? Pick most of it out. Did you take the gears out to do it, or you just... Wisdom Motorsport, hi, hello, how are you? Awesome, my friend. What about your inside your cush drive? The cush drive keeping... What's cush drive? You lost me there. Cush drive keeping elastomeric damper. Whatever that is, I haven't got a clue what that is, mate. You took the gears out. I knew you were going to say that. Yuck. Weird stuff, isn't it? Cush drive is a rubber damper around the gears. Can't say I've found that bit yet. I suppose technically it's quite easy to remove, isn't it? Bit messy, but how much do I need? Do I need to get it all out, Seb, or not? Get it all out to properly clean it. Huh. Does it need to be properly clean then? Knew you were going to say that. RC Enthusiastic is an X-Max. The spur gear attaches to that. Oh well, it's here somewhere. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Spur gear cat. You mean this? Is that a cush? So I need to get all this off. That's a pain in the bum, isn't it? Whose idea was it to do this? It's in the black thing that the spur is on, the cush drive. Mate. Whose idea was it to change the diff oil? Seb, it's your fault. Yeah, I blame Seb for this. There's me thinking, I'll do on the live stream, won't take a minute. Why can't I leave any of this in there? I was going to have to do on that one. Well, guys, I'm not reading the comments because I'm concentrating on doing this mucky old job. Pocket Money RC, thank you for popping by. Move the spur gear and open that up. Okay. Need to get this done first though. Yuck. I'm working down here when I should be working up here, but then I can't read the comments. But then again, I'm not reading the comments anyway, so. This is horrible. It's weird, it's starting to move around on the... alien-like. I can't be bothered to get all this out, so presumably I don't need to get it all out. Got most of it out. Wisdom Motorsport, is this general maintenance or are you finding a fault? No, well, changing the putting earplugs in the centre diff. That one needs a bit of a clean up still. So there's that one. I think those ones are all right. Mate, this is horrible. I can go and use some degreaser. Actually, I'm going to go and get a toothbrush. 1 second. Right, toothbrush will get it out, hopefully. Better. I'll be reading it a sec, 1 sec. That was better. Look at that one. This seems to do it. Better. Done. Done, done, done. I'll be back to reading comments in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. That's a promise. I'm not ignoring you. Right, the only one I haven't done is, I presume I've got to get in there as well, have I? You're going to tell me I've got to get in there. How do I get in there? Do I just push that gear out? Pillow soft earplugs are really good if you want a good night's sleep, that is. I got these ones. Hush plugs. COVID after effects, I've gone all OCD. Seb told me I need to get it all out. Aussie Clan, hello, thank you for coming by. Don't tell me Seb's disappeared now I'm halfway through it. Just push it out. Oh yeah. Oh, gasket. Don't want to ruin that. I ain't going to get much more out of this, Seb, to be honest with you. Not without using a degreaser. Yuck. Yeah, it goes everywhere. Starts sticking to stuff as well. Right. Well, that's that gear. Can't get it any cleaner than that. There's the other gear. Hopefully you can see all this. And that's Mitsy Bitsy gears. Nothing left on them. So I'm presuming that's all right now. There's a little bit left in the diff case, but I ain't getting that out. Might be able to get a little bit of that out actually there. Is that clean enough, Seb? There's a gasket and a washer on them gears. Very hard to see the washer, so be careful. Sure about that blue washer? I hope you are. Bournemouth RC, hi, how are you? There's a washer under the blue thing. What blue thing? What, under the blue thing on there? Oh yeah, I think I see it. Like a little shim. Well, I haven't taken the blue thing off, so. So do I put the gears in first and then the earplugs? Or do I do some earplugs and then the gears? Yeah, gears in first, okay. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bada bing. Probably should be working down this end, shouldn't I, so you can see what I'm doing. Not that you can still see what I'm doing, but there you go. You might feel closer to me. Come on. I want you starting over there now. Because you've got to be the right way around, you muppet. Gotcha. So yeah, I did get that very short burst of Callum singing the song last week. We did get a copyright strike, well not a strike, but we did get the studio coming after us and asking us to remove the song for copyright or claim all the money from us. So I thought that was quite funny. Is that clean enough for you, Seb? Gears in, then tiny balls of earplugs pushed in with the driver, like Seb said. Yeah. How many did you manage to get in, Seb? You said one. You must be able to get more than one in there, surely. When you say tiny, how tiny? Are you talking that small or smaller? It's quite squidgy, isn't it? This is a job I never wishing I started. I hear a challenge. How many earplugs? Yeah, how many earplugs can you get in a X-Max diff? I knew this 3mm hex driver would come in for something useful. Softer than I thought these would be actually. I thought they'd be really, 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 really stiff, but they're not actually, are they? Make sure the spider gears don't lift up. No, they're not lifting up. I mean they're lifting up anyway. Oh, come down here and kneel down because this is hurting my back now. I'm getting there though. I don't think much more can get in there. What do you think? How's that look? Softer than I thought, yeah. My age, Bournemouth, it's my age. Yeah, no, they're the right way round, Seb, don't worry. So how many did you say you got in? How many earplugs? More? Pull up a chair, might be an idea. Can't remember how many you put in, you think it was 1.5. What do you do with the other earplugs then, Seb? Well, that's one in there. worried now it's that it's going to push the gears up. That's enough in there by the looks of it, is it? You tell me. Test fit. You should be able to push it shut, but it needs to be push it a bit. Tiny bit more down the sides. Right, let's get the other gear and stick it on and see what happens. Get the gasket on. Did I see Logan departing? If so, I apologise if I haven't said goodbye and that you've gone, Logan. I can see gaps to the side of the spider gears if the diff much smaller than the K8 that fully took 4 of exactly the same plugs. 4? Wow. I've only got 1.5 in here. That looks to be about right because I've just put that down and it's done a nice little impression but not too much. What do you think, guys? Look good? Perfecto. That's what we like to hear. Right, let's do this bad boy back up. I think they're the diff screws. Yeah. Now I've got to remember which screws are which. So it's 1 and a bit. 3K, if we hit 3K, have we? Rickle Pickle, how are you? Big Al's RC. Oh well, hit 3K. Wow. Never thought that would happen. Thank you, everybody. Much appreciated for everyone that has subbed. New and old, old and new. Thank you for your help tonight as well. Uh-oh. Not enough will work its way into gaps and become loose. think, Shady, it needs more? I can always check it after a few runs and see how it is. It's probably more than I've taken out. It's certainly a lot more than I took out. It was a bit dry, like a badger's. Thanks, Addicted. Yeah, never thought we'd hit. Well, I never thought we'd hit 1,000. Let alone 3,000. Did you hit 2K on stream? Your memory's better than mine, Seb. So. You say we did, and said your memory is way better than mine. We'll give it a few runs like this, and if needs be, I'll just open it back up and put some more in if needs be. Right, bearings. Need 2 new bearings. You didn't leave gaps, you left 0 gaps, did you? You can go and have a shower, Seb. I should be alright. Thank you. I've got to find the bearings I need now. It's 2 of them. 17 by 26s. You ink them. No. What do we do? 17 by 26. That's good. I'll sit down again. Where's my phone? Better. Hi Ganks, how are you? I've bought a whole kit from RC Bearings, to be honest with you. Seb, it's cheaper and you can get what I want. Dom's RC, you hit 350, you hit 3, yeah, thanks. Well done for 350. Gaines is normally here early. I bought a whole kit from, I don't know how much Lee charges, but I bought the whole kit for, I think it's 30 quid from RC Bearings. Plus I bought some spares, plus I got the ones for the RPM bearings, spares of those. Seems to be good. Now then, that goes there, that goes there, and those two don't go there and there. Remember how this goes back together now. Could be fun. That goes there, that goes there. I know that goes in there, that goes in there. Those two must go in there and in there. Which means those two must go in there and in there. And those two must go in there and in there. I guess. Yeah, Seb's gone. I'm going to have to remember how it goes back together. Well, on the basis that Seb couldn't find where he put his back together and had screws missing, I'm not sure I want to rely on Seb's ability to put it back together anyway. Pretty sure I'm doing it right anyway. Pretty sure, of course, is not definitely sure. That's gone. That's okay. That's okay. Chances are I need new diff bulkheads soon anyway. That's gone. Yeah, it should be easy. Just put it back together the way it came apart. I have downloaded them, but they're on the PC, which are in the other room anyway. My favourite RC car is the EXB, Creighton EXB is my favourite. Tell you what though, the shaft on the spur for the spur gear ain't straight. I wonder if I get a soft and tight mesh. You won't notice it when you spin it like this. You can see it's moving around. Almost like the spur gear's bent, actually. Not bad. Well, you guys can see that. What RPM stuff do I don't? RPM for the EXB. Don't really recommend any RPM stuff for the EXB. Maybe the front bumper if you want to take the stock EXB bumper off. The only stuff I would recommend for the EXB would be the M2C hinge pins with either the full M2C setup, hinge pin setup, or custom RC upgrade hinge pin holders and M2C hinge pins. And the M2C rear shock tower brace. An M2C chassis. Now the main ones being the M2C hinge pins and the M2C rear shock tower brace. That would be what I'd recommend. I've lost a long screw for a minute. Well, I can't think. I mean, it's telling a lie. The only RPM stuff is probably the rear mud guards. But that'd be it. I want them to make a Kraken EXB that doesn't tear itself apart. And it's impossible, Shaggy, unfortunately. I want to get my first armour. I'm leaning towards the 6S EXB Kraken. What are your thoughts, peeps? Definitely get the EXB over the RTR because cost-wise it's cheaper. Certainly if you're in the UK, it only works out about 30 quid more expensive to get the EXB with the Max 8 2200 kV motor, Dumbo RC radio, and you've got a far better setup than the RTR. You've got better chassis, better shock towers, better everything. No, you can't. Don't try and fit RPM arms to the EXB or the V5. They don't fit on the rear. Totally different setup on the rear. Sway bars are different as well. This is an X-Max in bits at the moment. Wow, you've done the hinge pins on the 8S EXB as well. You're definitely giving that a beating, aren't you, Addicted? You could look at getting some 02 steel rods and making your own hinge pins, Addicted. I don't know, are they threaded on the 8S or are they just straight through pins? Whatever millimetre they are, get some 01 tool steel and cut them yourself. You're back, are you, Seb? So why does my why's my spur gear move around? It's not very centred. fact, it's a shaft that's bent. Great. How do you bend the shaft on these things? Better order a new shaft. You can feel it moving around. I thought my mesh was out slightly, but it's not. It's shaft's bent, I think. You've used 5mm drill blanks. Is it 5mm? They've only gone up from 4mm to 5mm, have they? Well, it's not, because my pin, it's tight and loose, the mesh. But it is what it is. Probably didn't need to undo this bit, did I? No, you didn't, David. I suppose 5mm up from 4mm, but for the weight of the car, you thought they might have gone 6mm on the hinge pins. On the base, I even bend M2C ones, or the tool steel ones on the 6S cars. Oh, upper or lower? Can't remember. Let's say lower. I seriously can't remember. Upper or lower, Seb? I might say upper actually. Which hole do they go in? The lower slot as we look at it, or the, yeah? Thank you. You guys know your X-Maxes better than I do. Something just fell out. Oh, this is the bent one, isn't it? We've switched sides, we put the bent one on this side. How do you bend a hinge pin on an X-Max? Unless it was Jack hit a brick wall. Well, not a brick wall, but a skate park. Oh, you got one. You sound like you've taken it apart more than me as well. Aussie Spikes, how are you? Thank you coming by. All good here. Now, I can't remember it. I knew one was lower and one was upper. So I probably could have just looked to the front and seen that was the other way around. So. But why do that when you've got people you can interact with? You own an Emax. Well, that's going back some. Rock and roll body is really nice. That's the one I wanted, but this was on offer, so I ended up getting this one. Right. Could have fitted fans while I was at it, couldn't I, Seb? Do we put the shop? Okay, Seb, you could have stopped me putting those in without that being on. We'll take these off. We'll put these on last. No, we won't be doing it now, actually. Whilst it's nice and easy now. Yeah. I didn't just do that, did I? Oh, I didn't just drop that. Sorry guys, I've got to go hunting a nut. Stupid things. I didn't go that far. Ah, there it is. Must have rolled back. I will be back to read the comments again in a minute, guys. Sorry. Chat amongst yourselves, though. Blame Seb for not stopping me from putting the shock tower on without this being back in. No doubt we will be out breaking this on Sunday. Or may even be Saturday, actually. If the weather is going to be bad Sunday, we'll have to get out Saturday. Almost didn't do that. Come on. Oh. Comment time. You have the Max and Max, both rock and roll bodies. Yeah, we've got the rock and roll for the Max. Yeah, for the Max. We took that off because you can't buy that anywhere. You can't buy it as a spare. I think you can get the spare on the X Max, but you can't get it on the Max. So Callum didn't want to ruin that. Bye MMRC, thank you for coming by. How's the GDS? I don't think it's a GDS pinion, was it? It was the whatever, what, pinion 1 or whatever it was. But yeah, the pinion seems to be holding up fine. It's got a bit of wear on it, just where the mesh doesn't mesh properly, but seems to be holding up okay. How much longer it will hold up, I don't know. Your Robinson Racing one is amazing, is it? You've bent a few RPM hinges? Yeah, we've bent one as well. You and me both, mate. That's not a bad idea, Shag, actually. I like that idea. This mat, it's a yoga mat, Kevin. It's just an old, went on eBay and bought a yoga mat for like 10 quid or whatever it was. It's a yoga mat. But it works really well for working on RC cars. And when it gets too dirty, I'll just buy a new one. It's like 10 quid off of Amazon. Bought one for me, and one each for the boys. But I ended up with the boys' ones because they don't have the cars over there. Go figure. Drive shaft in first. Is that in? That's motor spilling its guts everywhere. I'm thinking that's in. Yep. Now I've got to find the screws for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 7 pins in Europe, Kev. Yeah, these are the RPM ones. They're probably not as good as the Sens. Maybe you're just not sending it though, Kev. Oh, you didn't crash the headies, did you, Kev? That gets expensive, I would have thought, crashing helicopters. Come on, make your mind up. Oh, you didn't take the big ones, that's well, thank goodness for that, because practice on the little ones and have fun on the big ones. Do you need a licence like you do for the drones? Do you need a licence for the helicopters and stuff, or is that only for drones? Ryan Ballam, how are you? Thanks for coming by. Mesh is better than what it was before, actually. We'll take that. Right, next. 4 bolts on the top here. Goes back quick and it does taking it apart. I'm good, Len, and yourself? Well, so I'm good. I'm not 100%. Still not 100% after the COVID jab, but I'm better than I was, and I'm glad I've had the first part of the jab anyway. It made me superhuman, but it's just if I react the way I reacted, if I'd have reacted like that to real COVID, then I might not be here. Need to register to fly. So does my drone licence, would that allow me to fly helicopters and aeroplanes as well? Same as the drone one. Okay. So the fact that Jack and I have got our licence means we can fly. Yay. Callum's still got to get his licence. And he was whinging, oh, I don't want to do it, I won't pass it. It's not that hard, can it? If I can get 40 out of 40, yeah, I'm flexing now, saying I got 40 out of 40 first time. There you go. Got to get out with the drone as well. I haven't really flown that much. Bought it and just haven't had the time. Well, plus only with one battery at the moment, it sucks. 10-minute flight time, just not worth going out and doing it on its own. That's good, Len. I'm pleased to hear that. What cheap 3S LiPo back? What's it for, Tom? It's fixed, just going back together, Bournemouth. Thanks, Lennon. Appreciate that. Yeah, I never thought we'd get to 3K, but never thought we'd get to 1,000. So to hit 3K is amazing. Yeah, I like the Hobby King heavy duty packs. HD 60Cs. They're about 35 quid for 3S. That, for me, they've been my apart from the Panthers, those Synergy heavy duties have been my best lipos. Now, question is, that's one of those bits. What did we do with the screws that do the motor mount? Eek. Now I've lost screws. How can I lose screws? Those go in there. That goes on there, that goes on there. Divided by the bar. Oh, no, I've used the wrong screws elsewhere. Dirt. Think. They have, but I think the rhino, I've got some rhinos, don't have any problems with them, but I hear over time they don't last. Night Bournemouth, thanks for coming by. Seb. I stupidly can't remember. Long one, they're the same size, but they're not. Which one goes in the top here and which one goes in the motor? The long one for the motor or the short one for the motor? Or is Seb not back? Oh, he is here. So Seb. Which one, mate? Long one for the motor, short one for the motor. I have a feeling it's the long one for the motor. I think it's the long one as well. That's okay, Dom, thank you for coming by. Thank you for your support. And keep doing what you're doing. I'm pretty sure it's the long one, Sadie. So I remember these rustier ones coming from in there. Has Seb gone to take one? He hasn't gone to take them out, has he? Bye Dom, thanks for coming by. Well done on your 350. One's going to metre 16mm. Be the long ones then. Really? How long are the other ones though? Oh, I'll tell you what, there's one easy way to find out, isn't there? Take one of these out the front. Is these all the same size? Right, long ones. Never understood how they measure screws. It must just be the thread they measure, rather than from the head. I had no issues ordering from Banggood at all. I've never had any orders issued from Banggood. In fact, the stuff's been arriving within to the UK from China within a week. I just ordered the fans for here, they turned up within a week. That GPS turned up within a week. What else have I had from there recently? A few bits I've ordered and they've all turned up within a week. Amazing service at the moment. We're going to get going now. You guys have a great night. Thanks again, Dave, mate. No problem, Dave. Take care, mate. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, it's the longest screws got underneath. Plus, I bought these just for a bit of flash. Don't actually do anything. So that mesh sits now then. It's better than it's ever felt. I did ship directly to the winner, yes, Addicted. That's why I did the things that I did, because with people living in different countries it just made it easier. If it had been the MIP tools, I'd have shipped them. There's someone in the US, I'd probably ship them from a main. But yeah, ship directly to the winner. Let them know, and that was fine. They got it within a week. Screws is just the head at set counter function. That's probably why I've never been able to work it out, Shady. Thank you for clarifying that. And where's the motorsport? Thank you. I now, because I've never understood how it worked, because sometimes I've ordered them and it's like, well, I measured it and it's not that, and then you order another set and it's like, you've been driving my head in. No, it doesn't give you any, no, you just ship it to, I don't think it gives them any of your info. Not that I'm aware of, didn't think about that. but I did it through PayPal. Didn't think about that, whether they get a receipt on it or not, I don't know. I'd have to order something from Banggood and see what I get when I order it and receive it. But luckily the person that won it is a fairly regular person anyway, so it's sort of like trustworthy. But to me, it just seemed to make sense to do it that way. Because otherwise you've got to ship it here, then you've got to ship it there, and it just takes a lot longer to get anywhere. Really must cut this brace out, it gets in the way. Job for another day. Sir Jeep, how are you? Thank you for coming by. Right. Now we've got is all feels good. Come on. Flip it over. Oh, look at that. Who likes a bit of that then? Giving away a future video there, look. Put the bumper on first. Not happy with Banggood, £14 discount to sign up, but only £2 discount in the end for what I wanted. Same price as Model Sport. Oh, what was that for? First time we used, we got 10. I bought my Noble the first time and got 17 quid off it. Because I'm so close to Model Sport, you get DPD or something on Sunday. Yeah, okay, Seb. Rub it in, why don't you? Model Sport are my go-to place, so. Only don't shop from Model Sport if they don't have it in stock. They've certainly had a few pennies off of me this year. But it's a two-way street. They did send me, they mixed up one of my last orders, which was quite funny. Well, I told you, but I ordered some 4S extension balance leads. And they sent out some servos instead. Which were a lot more expensive than the balance leads. Now, I could have kept quiet, but not right in my book, so I let them know. They shipped out the balance leads with a jiffy bag. I got it the next day and I sent them back. Yeah, that bulkhead I think is on its way out because that won't screw in anymore either. That screw's almost had it, I'll swap it. This brand new one. Right, now we can put this bit on. I'm not saying how much more I wouldn't want to add it up. Now, I tend not to even use the coupons, but they were, I forget which servos they were. They weren't anything I could have used. They were only like 7 kilo ones, probably more for an aircraft or something like that. But they were 25 quid each. And the balance leads I ordered were £1.99 each. So I had 50 quid's worth of servos for 4 quid. But I'm sorry, I can't do that. You know, so I let them know, and they said, "Oh, sorry about that." They were really apologetic for the fact they'd put the wrong servo, the wrong items in. I said, "That's okay, mistakes happen." And they said, "Okay, fine, we'll send you the right stuff out and get you a returned jiffy bag as well." No, they shipped them straight back out to me the next day. I didn't pay anything extra to get them to me, but they got them DPD'd next day to me. It wasn't just balance leads I was ordering. I ordered a few other bits and pieces. Just balance leads were part of the overall package. Yeah, what else I ordered that time? It wasn't the X-Max wheels because I didn't have them in stock. I was waiting for the X-Max wheels to come in stock and they didn't. So I ended up getting the X-Max wheels from, well, I was going to wait until Motorsport had them in stock, but unfortunately, Callum's driving saw fit that didn't happen. Considering the amount of orders Motorsport get, the warehouse is absolutely tiny. Is it? It's the end of a cable. That's not a bad idea, Shady, actually. Might try that, yeah. I was going to get some PTFE tape to do it. And the showroom is no bigger than the average living room. No way. Yeah, I was doing £100. I was doing £100 a week at one stage. And my weekly repair bill at one stage was £100 a week, minimum. Still not. I'm still spending. I think I'm still spending £1,000 a month easily on RC stuff. Whether it be new cars or parts. All shiny and new. I just thought you'd be a bit stuffed though if you blew two on the one side because they're directional, aren't they? So they're so firm now. Shame they don't stay that way. But I'm going to do what Ian said. I'm just going to tape up the holes and we're not going to vent them. See if that makes them last any longer. Probably not. Yeah, I am paying for obviously three of us. Well, two drivers now because I don't drive that often unless I'm going out on my own. I went out last Saturday just for a little blast on my own. And if the boys don't come out, I'll just go out and have a blast on my own. But one sealed. Other one sealed. I'm going to put these on the back and the new ones on the front, or the old ones on the front. Yeah, honey works well. See you later, Shady. Thank you for coming by. Enjoy your shower. Make sure they're glued. Don't tell me they're not glued properly, sir. Well, one of the other ones actually I did have the foam. I did have a foam blowout, one of the other ones. The foam used to be there. It's just the tyre just doesn't feel that. Quality of the rubber doesn't feel as good as the armour rubber, it's got, I will say. That one done. Yeah, see, this one's not long for this world either. I'm not going to super glue that one now, actually. I thought that was the one that split, actually. We'll go get some super glue in that. Earlier in the stream, Callum, you should have been here. We had a big party. Yeah, you get them wet, the foams are terrible. That's what I'm going to do, Seb, get some glue in it. I thought it was this one, that when Callum blew one up, I thought it was this one that had gone. I thought, well, I knew one of them had a slight split in it. So I thought it was this one that had gone pop on us. Clearly not though. Yep, 3K subs, Callum. There you go. Who'd have thought that then? Cotton cans. Well, it's just. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not good enough. I didn't check my cush drive, but it's easy enough to get to. It's not been making any funny noises, so hopefully it should all be okay. Probably will order those Mad Max adapters though, get ready for the, I don't know, some of these wheels will hold out. So what is it with the cush drive that you see? Not type 4080 for your X-Max tyres. Seal them up.